All right, let's get it. Welcome back, guys. Thank you for being here. We're gonna do it a little more live today. All right, I think eventually we're just gonna do like live sessions and streams. I think this is where this is going, but one thing at a time. All right. All right. Are we recording there? All right. We're good. All right, let's get it. We are back on the podcast. Let's go. Yeah, clap it up, clap it up. This is podcast number 11, guys. Whoa, we just passed 11:11. Shout out to 11:11, guys. Oh, boy. That is like the most famous number, man. You see it always. You see it all everywhere. What is going on with this? Anyways, now let's get it, guys. Let's do the introduction. You know what I mean? What you got for us, Keys? Keys. Where is it? All right, there we go. For now, let's go to today's episode, which is we are what we see and we are what we hear. All right, guys, we're doing those combined because they're very related. I would say the only thing is like they are two different things. Okay, doing something similar, which is providing you information on real time. On real time. Okay? On one of the ends, you are seeing with your eyes. On the other end, you are listening with your ears. Okay? You can't hear with your eyes and you can't see with your ears, but you are able to do both at the same time. Interesting. That's crazy. We're doing those at the same time. We're also breathing, okay, at the same time. What else are we doing? You know, all the internal organs are moving, you know, like on their own. It's crazy. Anyways, let's get to today's podcast, Keys. We have to give you guys the message. What are you trying to say here, Keys? Now you're saying you are what you see, you are what you hear. I'm trying to say, guys, you need to protect your hearing, you need to protect your seeing, your sight. It's very important, guys. And those are among the most important, you know, things that we have as a human being. Now, what can I say? All right. What you need to understand is every day you have to behave, okay? You have to protect yourselves, all right? And that goes with what you're seeing, because then we're going to get into the spiritual side of things. But in the physical, if you overdo your seeing, if you do too much, you can cripple your vision. Same with your hearing. If you do too much loudness, what do you think is going to happen? You can cripple your hearing, which I've gone through it already, and it's not fun, guys. Thank God, God delivered me from it, you know, and I think my hearing got even better. But guys, it's really, really important that you take care of yourselves. Also, pay attention to kids. If you have any kids, make sure you are balancing out volumes. Okay, these electronics technology is doing too much when it comes to the volumes. They're listening to things really loud and seeing right from close, and it is damaging. All right. So let's get it, guys. What else do we have, Keys? All right. Let's just open up the inner parts. Okay. So we have the ear. All right, and we're gonna also link to the spiritual side of things, because I feel like these things are spiritual, guys. You know, you don't. It's hard to comprehend how something can even, function, like hearing and sight and all of those things. So I feel like those things are spiritual, right? You can't like easily replicate those things. Now with the hearing, you have all of these things, and then you have the eardrum, you have the middle ear, you have the inner ear, okay? And you have to also clean your ears, guys, like the wax. After I had my situation, I noticed like you gotta make sure you clean your ears. If you have too much wax, it's a sign your ears are telling you something. Maybe you are doing too much sounds. Sometimes you have to get away and practice silence. You need to practice what is the limit, what is the limit that you can handle, even on a single day. It could be enough noise for your ears, so you need to learn to shut it down, learn to go to sleep, learn to go away and look for silence. All right, peaceful. All right, now with the vision, what we see, I know that you can't stare at things like at the sun for too long, okay? Things that are very bright, and you don't want to experiment on things that you don't know what can affect you, on your hearing or your listening. You don't want to do things that are, how do I call it? Like when you're playing chess, there are some moves that are irreversible in life. So you want to try and avoid things like that, right? Now with your vision, guys, this is like a portal, by the way. This looks just like a portal. Your eyes, something about that. Maybe we need to learn to unlock what else is we can do with our eyes. Now, just trying to get to the inner eye. Yeah, let's go right here. We have all these veins. Like, also, like, I notice sometimes you want to scratch your eyes. I do scratch my eyes sometimes, but then I'm like, man, don't overdo it either, because it is very sensitive around your eyes. Okay? All of those veins, all of those things are very important for carrying that vision. Okay? Now, going towards the spiritual, guys. What are eyes? Eyes is your vision. Also, where you're gonna see ahead, pretty much. That is so important. All right, but God is telling me, let's leave it right here. We're probably gonna need another part. All right, this is gonna be very, very interesting, and it can get very long. All right, so the only thing I can say is protect your vision, protect your hearing, and also when it comes to perversion, stay away from it, okay? Stay in the law of God. All right, let's get it. More to come. More.